Greetings, YouTube. LMS Tactical here. Hey, if you're offended by foul language, change channels. I'm prone to saying things like fuck, piss, shit, and worse. So this is sort of a follow-up to yesterday's video, the Civil War. You know, just a couple of comments, and maybe I'll try to address a few things that were said in the comments. That video got a lot of views very quickly, so obviously it's a subject that people are interested in. I can't blame them. And there's an awful lot of comments. I read every comment. I try to respond to them all, but I do get overwhelmed sometimes, so it may take a while, especially some of the more involved comments. But first I want to just talk about, you know, some of this stuff is obvious. I mean, we're all probably thinking the same thing, but I mean, it's more than a little rich listening to the media and these politicians talk to us, the citizens, about how we have to tone things down, and you know that we all have a part. The asshole Como just said in New York, I just had to shut the radio off, about how we all have a part to play, and you know we have to not get all wrapped around the axle and promote violence or whatever the fuck he said. These are the same motherfuckers that have brought this shit on. You know, I even heard a guy on Fox, I don't know who he was, he was from Montana or somewhere, some senator, and he was talking about people, I'm paraphrasing, people, it's just politics. You know, you don't take people's lives because of politics. Hey, dumb fuck. Politics is life. That is what dictates the way that a country lives and its people live. And there's nothing more important than politics if you're even half awake. You know, because that's, you know, Hitler could have said the same thing. Hey, I'm just shooting these motherfuckers, but it's just politics. You know, so don't try to fucking make people feel guilty for being passionate about the very ways that their country is run or destroyed. Again, I don't condone violence, never have condoned violence, but I'm not going to be stupid and pretend like I don't understand where this is all coming from. It's every time I hear these assholes talk, I see fucking Maxine Waters' ugly horse face fucking going, get in their faces! Get them at the gas pumps! Get them at the grocery store! Get them at the restaurant! You gotta surround them and let your voice be heard! Yeah, that's not promoting fucking violence. Or fucking Eric fucking douchebag Holder. When they go fucking low, we kick them. You know, all of the above. There's endless shit. You know, fucking, what's that asshole child molester's name? The vice president, what the fuck was Obama's vice president name? Biden. You know, I'll take him out behind the barn and kick his ass. You know, it's all violence with you motherfuckers. You guys all laugh and giggle and support fucking Antifa, which is a fucking group of thumb dick midgets wearing fucking black that try to be tough in fucking large numbers. You guys love it when they're fucking tearing down statues. You love it when they're fucking smashing windows. You love it when they're fucking stifling free speech at Berkeley and elsewhere. You fucking love it. You order your police officers not to engage these violent cocksuckers. And now you're gonna tell us that maybe we should tone things down? Fuck you. You amped this fucking thing up. And the only possible outcome is violence. And that's what you're getting a little dose of today and yesterday. Although I alluded to the fact yesterday, and I got some snarky comments about the possibility of this being a false flag, that these asshole Democrats are sending bombs to themselves, or Soros paid somebody to do it. The more I listen to this shit and the more I look at the evidence presented, the more realistic that seems. And I got one guy that seems like he's pretty intelligent, but on one of the comments, you know who you are, on the last video, you know, I think he said something like, yeah, so if it was sent to Trump, then it would have been the Trump supporters that did it. Look, man, don't be fucking naive. That kind of tactical deception is used all the time. It's used on the battlefield. It's used on the fucking asymmetric battlefields of fucking modern warfare. That is not a new concept. To fucking and there's history has proven this. Even our own history, where there's been fucking acts of violence. Look, man, if you don't know, our own government back during I think it was the Bay of Pigs, had a fucking plan on paper that was presented to the president about fucking actually killing some Floridian American citizens and blaming it on Cuban terrorists just to justify going into combat. And what about the Gulf of Tonkin? If none of that means anything to you, then you're fucking ignorant, okay? So I'm sorry if that offends you, but you need to start fucking waking up and start understanding history. History is not the way we want it to be. History is the way it was. And things are not the way we want them to be. They're the way they are. So, you know, you can fucking stick your head in the sand all day long and pretend like fucking an apple is a fucking palm tree, but that ain't gonna make it a palm tree. You can quote me on that, make a bumper sticker. But, yeah, and then now, as far as me talking in the last video about protecting law enforcement officers and first responders, I got more than a few people had come back and said, hey, you know, LMS, I agree with a lot of what you say, but I can't back you on this police thing. You know, the cops are tyrants and the cops are working for money and the cops are the problem. The cops are evil. You know, look, here's what I'm going to say to that. And I have a bad habit of being brutally honest, and sometimes I pay the price for it, but it's just how I am. So what I say is always subject to change, because presented new information, I'll always change my mind. You know, if I can substantiate the information that's been presented to me. So here comes a from the heart comment about that, about my apparent blanket support of law enforcement. I pay a lot of attention to the videos, Cop Watch, any police brutality video I pay attention to. I comment all over the internet on these things. I've made videos on the subject. You know, I'm like you. All of us are evolving and growing, and if we're not locked into any dogma, then we're subject to change. All I can say about my loyal support to the police is, A, I'm retired LAPD, so all of my friends are fucking cops. Now, the truth of the matter is, you know, we're all retired. I am not friends with active duty police officers now. So, is it possible that the whole law enforcement paradigm has shifted and they are now the bad guys? Anything's possible. I am not in any place right now, given my current observations and research of the topic, to make that statement blanketly. I don't believe cops are out hunting black people down. I don't believe that you know, cops go out with the intention of violating laws. I don't, you know, I mean, you can point me to all kinds of videos of murders, because like I said, cops have committed every crime known to man. They've raped, murdered, child molested. Cops are human beings. You got good ones and shitty ones. But that being said, you know, I was watching a video yesterday of some dude. I subscribed to his channel, but I can't remember his name. He drove down to Florida to do an open carry thing. And you know how these guys, if you're not familiar with it, a lot of these guys will go to states where open carry is legal. They'll get in a big group of people with their weapons exposed to draw the cops in, and then try to educate the cops. Hey, look, you know, this is what's going on. And then people are like, yeah, these dumb fucking cops, they don't even know the laws. Look, man, let me tell you something. How many of you honestly fucking work at a place like a plant or some sort of a, you know, a shop or a corporation and are familiar with every fucking section of the company policy? Well, the legal codes are this thick and policy's thicker. So cops don't have to know every motherfucking law and statute in the books. And for those people that expect that, you're just, fuck off. You're just being unrealistic. I could test you on your own place of employment and you wouldn't know jack shit about anything. So take that and smoke it. Where the fuck am I? But in that video, these guys were just absolute assholes to the police. Did the police not know the statutes? I haven't verified the statutes. I'm going to assume that these open rights guys knew what they were talking about. But that doesn't mean that you sit there and start talking shit to the cops just trying to provoke some sort of reaction. And, you know, I'll do a video on this later on this very subject, because it kind of sticks in my craw that these guys will come out there and go, yeah, we're going to educate the cops. And then they're like, you know, hey, why don't you fucking learn the law, you dumb fuck? You know, and they start provoking these guys, hoping to get an incident, to get good video, maybe a lawsuit out of it. I mean, fuck you. But as far as the police goes, I am going to support law enforcement until I'm convinced that they are part of the fucking problem. I am far from convinced of that. Are there problem cops? Fuck yeah. You know, I mean, are there problem postal workers? Are there problem bankers? Are there problem fucking, you know, plumbers? Yes. So that doesn't mean I write them all off. All right, and if you do that just because of a few incidents, then you're fucked up. And if you look at the per capita number of incidents versus cops that are making public contact 24 hours a day in every fucking nook and cranny and alley in the fucking entire country, versus the number of fucking questionable shootings or incidents there are, it's not even on the fucking chart. That's how small it is. So yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot more to convince me that the police are the Gestapo. I don't think so. I don't buy that. But that doesn't mean I'm closed-minded. You know, I always watch and stay alert because I want to know, hey, look, if the cops are the bad guys, I want to know about it because I'm a fucking citizen of this country. You know, granted, I'm from the police of yesteryear. I'm from the 80s and 90s, and things were different. We had bad cops then, too. But, you know, the public perception of law enforcement was completely different than it is today. So, enough about that. As far as this whole thing goes, this situation with these fucking bombs, I don't believe nothing until I fucking know it. And right now, all I know is a bunch of fucking suspicious packages of bombs that didn't go off were sent to the very people. Every one of those targets has spouted violence, has spouted and tried to amp up hostility and fucking anger toward Trump supporters. And now I'm supposed to fucking feel sorry and fucking be concerned because they're fucking targeted. I don't feel sorry for them at all. You know, fuck them. I don't want to see anybody murdered, no matter who they are. But I'm not going to fucking have any sympathy for these cocksuckers. These people brought this shit on themselves. And let's face it, if there's ever been a motivation to do a false flag from these liberal tyrants, it's now. You know, their little caravan, like a lot of people are commenting, it didn't work. It backfired on them. They may be down to their last play in the game book, which is, you know, I saw a meme, you know, Obama was telling Hillary in this meme, everything's turned to shit. Let's start mailing bombs to each other. I mean, maybe that's what's going on. Nothing surprises me. But anyways, thanks for watching that other video and commenting. I'll get to your comments eventually. Sometimes comments are so good that I actually make a video based on those comments, and I might do that. There's been some good ones. I'm running around a little busy. But in the meantime, you guys stay safe, stay alert, and stay alive. LMS Tactical, I'm out.